Are you someone who aspires to become a better product manager? Maybe you want to get a promotion, maybe you want to master your soft skills. If you want to become the best product manager you can be, you're in the right place. You see, being a product manager is not an easy task. And being a product professional myself, I can assure you that I've been on the struggle bus myself way too many times. This is really hard. But the thing is, you don't have to go through that alone, and you can become a mentee, a product league mentee, and to be mentored and to share experience with someone. And this is exactly what we're going to discuss today. By the way, nice to meet you. My name is Mariia. I'm the founder and general manager of Product League, and we help you to become the best product manager you can be. Product League is an international mentoring program for product managers by product managers in 30 countries around the globe, from Australia to Nigeria, from Brazil to Spain and China and Japan and Israel and United Kingdom and United States and everywhere in between. And you're lucky because right now we receive applications for our 9th batch of Product League. So you have the chance to become a mentee too. So today you're in for a treat because 3 product leaguers will join me on this stage. Combined, they have tens of years of experience in product management, and they will share their experiences as mentees and mentors with you, so you'll know everything that you need to know about being a product mentee. So grab a pen, grab a notepad, and get ready to be excited and inspired because we're starting now. Leaguers, let's welcome our first panelist, Mariia joining us live from Hamburg, Germany, Senior Product Manager at SumUp and Product League Mentor. Maria's passion is in creating products that help customers and entrepreneurs to solve their problems on a daily basis and let them simply enjoy every day of their life with their loved ones.
Hello.
Hi, hello. Hello, Mariia. What a nice
Happy to
introduction.
have you
Thank you
here.
very much.
The pleasure is all mine and ours, actually, of everyone, in the audience that's listening right now. And, this is a very unique and interesting session because all of you ladies that are going to join me today is not only that you have the unique experience that you have as product professionals, it's also that you have your unique stories as product leaguers. And you, for example, you first being a mentee in our program, and then you grew into becoming a mentor on our program, which I personally think is just awesome and so amazing to see. And I am excited to learn from your experience and to know what are the answers that you would like to give to all the magnificent leaguers in the audience, or the mentees to be that are with us today.
Looking forward for that.
Me too. And now, are you ready to meet Shelly?
Absolutely.
Let's do that. And now, get ready to learn from Shelly Kalish, live from New York City, United States, Head of Product Partnerships and Design at Meta and Product League Mentee. Shelly has over a decade of experience in understanding customer needs and translating them into business success. She is a lifelong learner who is passionate about driving meaningful and thoughtful change for those who love, need, or want to learn. Hello.
Hello. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening to every other country that you named in the list. It was really from Nigeria to the United States.
Exactly right. Well, I may say, good afternoon, America, as we are here on this stage. And I have to say that we missed you here because it has been a while since you've been on our stage. So it's so wonderful to have you back with us.
It's good. It's good to be back. I've been busy, but I'm here now, and that's what matters.
Exactly right. Happy to have you here with us. Going back to the spatial characters and stories that you all are, I think that you represent like the ideal product learner, like the person who is really determined to grow and learn, because your story is that you've first been a mentor in our program, and then you switched into becoming a mentee on a future batch, which I think is amazing.
Yep. I mean, I like to see both sides of the coin, right? That's the way to do best, both being in mentee and mentoring. So yeah, that's my story.
Yeah, and we're going to dig in a little deep into that, on this session. So I can't wait to learn and hear from you. And now it's time to meet Racheli. Are you ready?
Yes, of course.
Let's do
And now, let's shout out a big hello to our third panelist, Racheli from Tel Aviv, Israel, Principal Product Manager at BMC and Product League Mentor. Racheli is a product professional with experience in both corporations and startups in the B2B software domain and with on-prem and SaaS products. She has a strong technical background and is excited about innovation and creating outstanding products.
And we're so happy and excited to have you here with us today.
Hi, I'm happy to.
What's up?
I'm great. I'm doing great. And you?
I'm well myself. Thank you very much, Racheli. Thank you so much for joining us. This session, as we just talked with your fellow leaguers for this session today, is super, super unique. And you yourself, you have a really interesting story to share because you joined Product League when you became a product management VP, Vice President, if I'm not mistaken. It was a few years back. And then after two rounds with us at the league, you came back to us, this time as a mentor.
Three batches, and then I became a mentor.
Exactly right, which is a really source of pride for us, to see everything that you achieved throughout this past few years. And this is just one of the things that we are going to discuss today. So I hope that you're as excited as I am about that.
Looking forward to it.
Yes, that's the spirit. I think it's time to call in the fellow leaguers. We should bring in Shelly and Mariia and tell you all, ladies, that I am super, super excited because we received amazing questions from the audience. So here's how it's going to work. When the leaguers, they RSVP'd to the event, they're registered, we ask them, what is it on your mind and heart when it comes to being a product mentee? We collected all these questions, we segmented them as product managers do, and from those questions, we chose the questions that were asked either most frequently, okay, so we can assume that this is of interest to many leaguers and many mentees to be in the audience, or the questions that we think that are super meaningful, those that can really shed some light about the role of the mentee, a product league mentee, because guys, being a product league mentee is not just about register to some product or another. It's about really changing your career and doing something for yourself. So this is what we're going to discuss today, but we don't stop there, because we also want to the audience to submit the questions right now. So maybe you share something, Shelly, Racheli, Mariia, you share something, and then the audience will say, hey, actually that gives me an idea for another question. Maybe you just want to share something in relevance to that. So everyone in the audience, please, you have a few call to actions from us. The first one is, please let us know who you are, where you're from, in the comments, in the chat below. Use it wherever it is that you watch us right now, over Facebook, or shall I say Meta, because Shelly is here with us today, LinkedIn or YouTube, okay, wherever it is, please make sure to tell us who you are, because we want to make sure that we tailor your experience, right? We give you the answers that you need. What is it that you do? Let us make it into our little product party, okay? And then also like this video, share it with your colleagues. We really want to share this amazing insight that the ladies here are going to share with as many people as possible. And then hit us with the biggest, greatest questions that you have, because if there are people around that can answer these questions, these are these ladies. So what do you say, Racheli, Shelly, and Mariia? Are we ready to start?
Let's go.
Let's do it. Okay, fantastic. So the first question, it comes from Margaret, and she's asking, how did being mentored impact your career growth as a PM, as a product manager, in a practical way? This question is so important. It goes to all of you, and we start with you, Shelly. What do you have to share?
So yeah, I think having a mentor is super important for your career growth. To me specifically, I really wanted a mentor to help me with my confidence and leadership skills, both as a woman in this environment. It was really important for me to get exposed to other people and have a mentor that could really help me be more present with improve my executive presence and just be more confident overall. So that's what I focused on with my mentor and in terms of my career growth as well.
That's fantastic, and I think it's super important, and it goes to anyone and everyone. If everyone who is watching us, if you're female, you can obviously relate. I think it goes to the male in the audience as well. So thank you very much for that, Shelly. And Shelly, what do you have to share?
I transferred to a product manager from a technical career, and I wanted to work with my mentors on setting the boundaries of my new role as a PM, understanding the limits and how to work with the other parties and stakeholders. And that was really important because it led me to understand how to achieve my goals, how not to step on the toes of other people participating in this journey with me, and taking my role as PM and leading that forward. So it was a huge, huge support when stepping into this role of product management and growing in that role into where I am right now.
That's fantastic to hear. Thank you very much. And Mariia, last but not least.
Yeah, right. As you've mentioned already, I've started as the product mentee at your program. And this was exactly the moment of the time in my career where I was having a couple of years of experience, and I felt like there is something missing there. Like I need a push, or I need a motivation, or I just felt like I'm lost. Really, I don't know what exactly I want to do. At the same time, like there are all those amazing people on LinkedIn or everywhere, like posting their success stories. Like I felt really down a bit. So when I joined your program, I was just basically looking for somebody more real, kind of present, somebody who would actually share his failure stories as well, not just only success stories. So I was looking for someone I can actually exchange on the same eye level, and someone who would be very open with sharing his stories as well. And I think was one of the biggest accomplishments of your program when I joined you as a mentee. I mean, as a mentor as well, but specifically as a mentee.
That means a lot. That means a lot, and I hope that your mentor is here right now with us listening, or if not, I will send it to him. So thank you very much for sending that. I have some technical issues here with my earbuds for some reason, because in product management, everything that can go wrong will go wrong. I just want to make sure. Can you hear me well? Yeah, perfect. Yes. Okay, so this is live demo. Okay, this is how it is. Everything is getting built while we are building that, as product managers do. Okay, so the next question is a very interesting one. Okay, it comes from Oliver, and he's asking, how do you choose which mentor to pair me with? And this time I will start. Okay, I will give the league insight on that, but I'm super excited actually and curious to hear what you ladies have to add on that, because this is really important. And I think the most important thing, Oliver and everyone else in the audience, to remember when it comes to choosing a mentor is that oftentimes in life, not just in choosing a mentor, we tend to have a perception, sometimes a false perception, of who is this person that we need in order to guide us. Okay, we can sometimes think that this should be a person from really branded, well-known company. We sometimes think that this has to be someone with a specific title, for example, and stuff like that, or with a specific experience. And what we do in Product League is that we trust the data. Okay, we put everything aside, and I can share with you that the first thing that I did when I created a program, even before there was a name to the program, the first thing we did is that I created an algorithm. I built the algorithm that with this algorithm we match each mentor and mentee together. And what we do is that when you apply to the program, we ask you questions about your current position in your career. We ask you questions about your aspirations. We have our own magic behind the scene to know more about your experiences in your career. We take a deeper look into characters that are very relevant when we are talking about product management rather than other domains, okay, or professionals. And then we take all of that, and without looking into names or companies or anything that can distract us from the things that really matter, this is how we match mentors and mentees together. I'm super proud to say that we have 99% of success. It means that for each 100 pair of mentors and mentees, we have one match or pair that is not ideal, okay? And that's fine because we take care of that too. But the idea is first to put all these assumptions of who do I need as a mentor aside, trust the data, trust the algorithm. We have thousands of data points because this is going to be our ninth batch. So you can only imagine how many mentors and mentees we had throughout the years, okay, and how many data points we have. And then we set you with the best mentoring partner for you. But then, if something goes wrong, we're here for you. You're in a program. We are not a matching service. It's not just about clicking and finding someone online, right? So in Data with Trust, this is how we match you with your mentor to be. And in these few rare cases when data is not enough, we fix it the human way. But this is how we do that. And now I'm eager to learn from you, from your experience. What do you think about the matching aspects that you had with Asset Product Link?
I can say that I had exceptional three mentors in my three batches. The third one started off with a left foot when my mentor wasn't really available. I think she was from the Philippines. We had some time differences, so that was not working well. So after a couple of weeks, I touched base with you, Mariia, and I got my third and great mentor. So that was all it, and it just went on smoothly since, and it was great.
Happy to hear that. Thank you very much. And this is a very important experience to share, right? Because this is the part of being in a program, right? There are people on the other end that are here to help and assist. So thank you very much, Racheli, for sharing that. Mariia, Shelly?
Yeah, sure. I think, like as I said, my first experience was quite a special one, so I didn't know what to expect. And then I've got matched with Yakir. I don't know if he's here. Hello, Yakir. I know he's very active in the product league, and that was just like actually an amazing journey. Like both of us, we then just like got exactly what we needed. Like I guess from my perspective, I've learned what I was looking for. I've got more confidence. He gave me actually a lot of like comforting in like the situations how we discussed, and I guess he also told me in the end that he learned something from me, which makes me also happy. Yeah.
You should be proud of yourself for that.
No.
That's nice. For me, I think I had mentioned to you, Moria, that it was really important that I be matched with someone who has a lot of experience. As you mentioned in my intro, I have about 10 years of experience in product, and I really wanted to be matched with someone who has, been in that executive or leadership role. And you matched me with Vardit, and I don't know if she's watching, but she's not only like my mentor, but she's now my friend, and she's become one of my favorite people. And she's been really, really great and helpful, and someone that I could talk to about, how I'm feeling, and she can give me a lot of really great insights. And it's just been a really great experience overall, just to have someone there in the back corner and reaching out when I need to. So for me, it's been a really great batch.
Amazing. And I think this is like a really good time to shout out a big thank you to all the mentors, the amazing mentors that watch us right now. Thank you very much for your dedication and for everything that you bring to the community. So thank you very much for that. And without further ado, we are moving to the question from Rafael, and he's asking, what is the syllabus of the program? And here I have to say something again. Okay, and then we will share your opinion. So the thing is that usually when we talk about the syllabus, we think about courses, right? A few people sit in a class. It can be a virtual class, it could be like an offline class, doesn't really matter, and they all share the same syllabus, right? They all share the same topics, which is basically like 160 degrees apart from being in a mentoring program, because the idea of being in a mentoring program is that the whole experience is tailored according to your needs. So we don't really call it syllabus in Product League, and we tend to call ourselves as a semi-structured program, because it can never be a really structured one, because we want to bring a different experience and different cures and ideas and answers to the problems that each and every mentee deals with. And even looking here at Shelly and Racheli and Mariia, you can assume that each and every one of them, like, they have different needs, right? So we can really come with a syllabus. What we do have is a support system. It's an e-learning platform where we provide courses and e-lessons that are gathered around the topics that we think are a must for all product managers out there. We use this e-learning platform as a support system for both mentees and mentors on terms that and subjects that have to do with like communication. This is a big one, especially when we're talking about mentoring, or things that have to do with like soft skills and stuff like that have to do again with the mentoring. But it will never be a syllabus, because the thing is that it's tailored around you, and it's somewhat of a call to action or an action item for the mentees, because the first thing is to understand, hey, what do I want to get out of this program, right? What are my goals? And then together with you, we turn these goals into SMART goals. And then out of that, you will see that all of a sudden, you kind of have your own syllabus, but it will never be a syllabus of the program. And that's a wonderful question, Rafael. So I am very interested to learn, ladies, if you have anything to add on that. Is that a yes? Is that a no? Is that a maybe? I'll take it as a no, and we will move to the next question. Hopefully that gave you all of the things that you need to know. And Shelly, are you ready for a question that comes from Jonas?
Yeah, let's hear it.
Fantastic. So he's asking, what about Product League changed your career and aspirations in a way that you couldn't have gotten elsewhere? Okay, so why Product League?
Yeah. So before joining Meta, I was at another company, and it was, I was part of the Great Resignation last year when I left my company for various reasons. But a lot of it was also just due to burnout. And I had spent some time thinking, if I was going to spend so much of my time working, I wanted to be doing it in a way that was more meaningful and to be getting the most out of my career. And I knew that, again, speaking to a mentor who had gone through certain like similar things and had similar experiences could really resonate with me and help me guide me through that process as well, and going into a new company, and what does that mean, and how do I also make the most out of joining that new company as well. So that's what I was really focusing on, and it really helped me to focus on what really mattered, where I want to go. And hearing about other people's stories and how they got to where they are, why they made the certain choices, really just also helped me focus on my career and long-term as well. So, and I think the other part of it is with Product League, you not only get a mentor, you also get a network, which I think is super, super important. So it's not like you only get that one-on-one. You also get people that you can connect with and use as a sounding board as well.
Which is a big deal. It's a super big deal, actually. I love the fact that you mentioned that, because in a way, it's not just that you get the opportunity to get advice from one person, your mentor. Like, obviously, this is the person is assigned to you, but you have experience or opportunity to be mini mentored or get advice from others, which is a big deal. Yeah, thank you very much for mentioning that, Shelly. And now we are moving on to another question. It comes from Gabrielle, and it's a super meaningful one, especially to me. Okay, it's like if I have to choose one question that everyone should be focused around, this is it. And he's asking, what should I do to get the most from this program? And it's a very, very important one, because again, it's not like a passive experience, right? When you're signing yourself to be a mentee, it's not a passive experience. You come to really do the work and to get yourself through a journey, a product journey. So, Mariia, what do you think? What will be the one thing that you will tell Gabriel? What should he do to get the most from this program?
I think if it's going to be one thing, I would say obviously time dedication, because despite the fact that it looks like, hey, I'm a mentee, I'm coming to my mentor, I'm just going to be chatting a bit and then like, that's it's over. It's kind of, it doesn't really work that way. Like you need
And
to,
it shouldn't.
yeah, exactly. Like you need to at least put yourself in a mental state for this call, that you can you can feel open, that you are not distracted, that you are not doing something else while talking. You have to have also a capacity for preparation, because it's kind of really cool and helpful also to the mentor when you're coming in and you have like specific problems, challenges, questions, and like we can just discuss the situation, for example, and find the right, or not the right, it's not the right way to say right, but define like alternative ways of solving the specific issue you might be having. So, and I have a feeling like this is the most important thing to have when you are joining the program: mental and time capacity.
Absolutely. That's a great tip. Thank you very much, Mariia. Racheli, what do you have to share?
I'll complete what Maria just said, and say that you have to come prepared with questions and issues to talk about. And in order to get the most out of it, bring your real life problems, bring issues that you deal with day to day, talk about it with your mentor, get their advice, get their opinions, and listen to what they have to say. If you get some homework, then go and do it. But I mean, the part that you get prepared makes it so much worth a while for you as a mentee to get things done, and to really learn from it, from others' experience and point of view. So that's the most important thing in my perspective.
I love that. I love that. Thank you very much, Racheli, for that. And Shelly.
For me, I think it's know what you want to focus on. Also, as you mentioned, Mariia, have a goal in mind of what you're trying to achieve with this relationship. And even if you don't have the goal, right, you could talk that out with your mentor about what the goal should be, but having at least like one or two areas of like, this is what I'm hoping to achieve, this is what I want in my career. With your mentor, you can narrow down of like, this is what my goal is. And then the product leagues, e-learning could help you make it smart, right, specific and measurable. So together it gives you that full aspect. And I think having that goal also complements what Racheli and Mariia said. It makes you leverage your time more efficiently and focus your questions around what you're doing to also achieve, or how can you achieve the goals that you want to.
Bam. Thank you very much for that. That was perfect. I love how it's like a puzzle. Each one of you brought her own experience into it, a tip, but somehow it all goes together like a puzzle, a beautiful puzzle that is all about like preparation, really being invested in the process and showing respect to the mentor by being prepared and knowing what you want to achieve out of that. But on the other hand, also to like share with them, right, and be open to them. So I love everything that you just share with us. Thank you very much for that. And Mariia, Juliet has a question to ask you. Are you ready?
Yes, absolutely. Shoot it.
So Juliet is here to ask, how do I know if product link is right for me?
I think
It's
it's a
time for
very
some
right question.
be honest.
I think it's a very good question because there is a number of different programs out there. When I did my research years ago, there were at least several different companies doing kind of not a mentorship, but like some different but similar at the same time activities, also with some specific pre-written program or something more like product league, right? When you actually come with the problems and we help us to solve these problems. Um, I have a feeling like if you are following this goal to have a human being there on your side, build a relationship with this human being who has experience as well, like you both have experience, but this person has a bit different experience and you are ready to hear him out and get this exchange and um, look into the situation simply from the differing angle sometimes, because sometimes we are so much stuck in our own thinking that we need somebody else to bring a perspective as well in. And I think this is where product league is kind of like really fulfills the purpose. Like you have somebody with perspective, completely different experience, amazing personalities. I didn't meet anybody who wasn't amazing so far. And you have a possibility to really learn on your own problems, not just by some prescribed programs where, you know, the agenda is always the same thing. You can also some things you can read in the books, but here you have a chance to kind of come in and say, hey, I have a shitty day. My manager told me this, what do you think? And I have a feeling like it's almost like having a best friend there, but who is also really good on your like career progression, who is working with you together and maybe even in the same position.
Love that. Love that. Thank you very much for that. And we are back with all of you with another beautiful question. It comes from Alice this time. And she's asking, why should an experienced product manager join Product League? And I love this question. And here is why. I don't know why, but people kind of like assume that in order to have a mentee, in order to have a reason to have a mentor, I'm sorry, you really need to be a junior. It's like a junior stuff, right? It's not for when you're experienced. It's not for when you have this like nice title or when you climbed up the ladder or when you know your shit. Pardon. It's like for really when you don't know anything. And I tend to disagree with that. But I don't know what you think. So I'm really eager to learn from you. What do you think? Why should an experienced product manager join Product League? And Racheli, we start with you.
I think it's about perspective because when you are a product manager, even an experienced one, you're still working in a certain domain, and you get another view from someone external to your organization who doesn't know the people, who doesn't really know the product, and you, while you explain it to them, you even learn new things about your domain and your job and your role and how you play within it. And then you get the other perspective from their point of view, which broaden your mind around what things you could do or how you could act, or even just to think about it from an external view, taking yourself out of the scene and looking at it from an external point of view would make you understand things in a different way. So for me, that's a really, really important thing and a real advantage of this program.
Can't agree more. Thank you very much, Racheli. And Shelly, what do you think as the person who's actually, signed up as an experienced product manager and signed up to become a mentee? Why
I mean, all I will say is everyone needs a mentor, right? Even CEOs need a mentor. Everybody needs a cheerleader or advisor, someone to challenge them, someone to, as Racheli mentioned, to give them an external perspective or a different way of looking at things. So I just like everyone else just needed someone there to help me and guide me. And so everyone needs a mentor.
Exactly right. Thank you very much. And Mariia.
Yeah, I can only add to that. Some friends of mine who have also their businesses and who are like these big C-level guys. And I know that from their experiences, they commonly take also some business mentors, and this make me think like, so you don't actually need to be like somebody super on the big positions or on the management positions in order to get the mentor. You can do it anytime, with any position, with any experience. Because I guess that this high-level management, which we usually work with in our companies, they actually quite commonly do work with someone on their side to define the strategies, to challenge themselves, to grow. So if those guys do that, my logic is, why don't we do that?
Drop the mic. Exactly right. Love that. Love everything that you just shared with us, ladies. Thank you very much. And Racheli, we are back with you. Okay, so it's time for some water before we start, because we have a beautiful question. It comes from Ira, and he's asking, what are the commitments and responsibilities required of me as a mentee? Which is a great question, because it's not just about having fun, having a mentor to call when you have a bad day, right? It's actually about commitments and responsibilities. So, Racheli, shed some light.
I think we said some of it during the previous questions, but I would start with respecting the time your mentor brings into this, because it's a big effort and they're spending their time of busy people working in hard jobs to work with you on your goals, on achieving the things you want to achieve from this program. So be there on time and schedule and be ready to change if necessary and be available for messages and all of that. And the other part that I mentioned before, prepare for those meetings. So either by preparing your goals or going through the semi-structured program that you have there, or if it's even opened up to whatever questions you have or issues you have during your work, prepare for each meeting. If you have agreed with your mentor to work on some things, then make sure you do that to the next meeting, present that, and talk about it so that your mentor feels that what we're doing together is something that is of value for you and for her. So that's a mutual journey. And the other part I think is very, very important is share feedback, because on the other side, there are people as well. So me as a mentor would like to know how to get better in doing that mentoring with you. What works for you? What do you prefer we do together? How detailed you want to go in? And all your comments and ideas around this meeting with the mentor. It's all about relationship, and feedback is most important to get it refined to the best value you could get.
Love that. Love it. Thank you very much, Racheli. Shelly, we are back with you with a question that comes from Muhammad, and is asking, what did you see or feel when empowering your mentee that inspired you to switch from being a mentor to a mentee?
Yeah, so I think it's really hard, and I get this a lot. It's really hard. People find it really hard to find a mentor because sometimes they're just, it's, you're not going to go being like, hey, will you be my mentor, right? It's also like a little bit of a relationship that you have to build with someone. There's trust there.
Thank you for mentioning that. That's actually an important one. Thank you for mentioning that.
Yeah. And so, yeah, there's questions that you want to ask them and things that you want to share and have a discussion with them. And as Racheli mentioned, it's really great to have that external and perspective from somebody else and coming to them and not having them also somebody within your organization or who was in your organization that are a little bit blinded by the way things are and are subjective, and someone having more of an objective perspective. And I remember when I was with a few of my mentees that I've had through the program is just, it felt really good to be able to share with them like experiences that have worked with me and that I could then share with them and see how they've implemented it. And also to, get feedback. Did it work with them? If not, like, let's tweak that and make it work for you and better understand your situation. And so to me, it was really, I was in that just in my point of my life where I was like, I just need someone, a sounding board, someone to give me objective point of view to help me rediscover some of my strengths and my skills just by talking it out with somebody. And so to me, it was really about just where I am in my life. And again, like if you need someone to like, as a sounding board, definitely like a mentor is a great resource to have to talk things out. And it has been a great journey for me, and I definitely miss being a mentor. So maybe I'll be back in one of the upcoming batches. We'll see, but yeah.
It's recorded, right?
Not next batch, maybe one of the upcoming batches.
Just saying.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Yes, and as you said earlier, everybody needs a mentor, right? It's not really a big deal because we all need a mentor. And I think one of the things to remember is that the higher we climb up the career ladder, the more questions we have and more things that we need to deal with. And these are the things that we can find answers to on any blog, right? And this is exactly why everyone needs a mentor. So I love that. And thank you very much for mentioning that. Shelly and Maria, we are back with you with a question that comes from Stefan. And he is asking, I want to make sure that the program is doable with my hectic schedule. All product managers have a hectic schedule, as we know. So what is the time investment I should be prepared to invest in Product Link? It's a very practical.
It's a very good question.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a very good question because to be frankly honest, I think it's really somehow up to you because you are kind of as a mentee, you came over here because you had a goal in your mind and you want to achieve that goal. So it's really up to you how much you want to achieve that goal, how much time you can also dedicate to reaching that, let's say, goal. I have a feeling there that you should be very honest with yourself on your capacity, and as well you have to be very honest with your mentor on your capacity. Then you could together figure it out if it's bi-weekly, if it's weekly, if it's once a month. I don't know. Like the scheduling itself is like the scheduling for meeting the mentor has to be discussed with him separately. I think kind of what probably doesn't really work for me personally, and here I'm talking as a mentor slash mentee and just a human being. I think I need to have some frequency of meeting the mentor or mentee, and I need to follow that frequency so we don't forget what we've discussed also previously. So like once a month is probably a little bit too less. We shall be meeting at least once in 2 weeks, and it depends on you if it's 1 hour, 2 hours, and etc. And also probably depends on the goal. If you are having the goal to let's say become a head of product and you're product manager and you want to really reach that goal within the program, oh, that's a very good goal, but then you be prepared to spend much more time than just 1 hour a week for reaching this kind of goals, I guess.
Yeah, I love that. I think everything you mentioned is spot on. I do want to add something from another perspective. I think that oftentimes when mentees think about the time that they need to invest in the program, they think only about the time that they invest in the meetings themselves, right? But it's not just about that, because as you all said, it's about being prepared, right? And thinking ahead of time, what is it that I want to discuss with my mentor? Or if you have a few things on your list that you want to discuss with your mentor, actually to prioritize them, and then to create kind of like an agenda and to set it ahead of time, because you want to be respectful to your mentor, right? And to show them that you are invested in the meeting, and you just don't show up and share what is it on your mind and heart with them, but you really are invested and you share the agenda with them. And there are also the e-learning materials, right, that set you to become a better communicator with your mentor. And we have so many kinds of sessions with your fellow mentees where you can build a network, right, a professional network. And we have group mentoring sessions. So I agree with everything you mentioned, but I think that if someone is not in the place in their life where they can invest 4 hours a week, at least 4 hours a week in themselves, it's not the right time for them to join the program. Because in order to really take the time to go through this process with yourself, it's about this amount of time, like this number of hours, and that's okay if you're not there. I also want to mention that if someone is listening and saying, okay, there is no way I have time to be prepared, share agenda with my mentor ahead of time, thinking what is it that I want to talk with them, meeting fellow mentees, stuff like that, that's more than fine. That's okay, because you're realistic and you're actually looking into your time and schedule, and you see what you can offer and what's not. So I love what you mentioned. And if anyone in the audience really have to box it into a number of hours, I would say it's a minimum of 4 hours a week. But the more you invest, the more you gain. That's true to most things in life. Yes, Racheli, please add.
I have one comment on that. I had few experiences where the mentee didn't come prepared, but we just, reviewed what she had the last week, and we found great topics to talk about. So it's not as if she could get the most of it, but she did get a lot of value. So
I'm sure.
I understand if people are stressed and have a tight week and they can't really prepare that much. I would not really, constrain them to have these 4 hours, but it's good to get prepared because then you get more. It's not, for me, it's not a must. We always find what to talk about.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. I think it's more of the kind of like setting the high bar, okay, for everyone, setting the bar to be very high. And then if something goes wrong, I trust the mentors and I trust the mentees to overcome the issue and get a lot out of it, as you mentioned. But I want everyone in the audience to be prepared. And I think it goes back to everything that you just mentioned before, which is so good and spot on. And of course, this is why we have amazing mentors. So if something goes bad, we can manage that, right? As you did, Racheli. So thank you very much for mentioning that. That was awesome. And we are back for another question. This one goes to you, Racheli. So actually, we're staying with you, and it comes from Emma, and she's asking, how has being mentee helped you gain leadership skills and become a mentor? It's a beautiful question.
Indeed. I was actually turning into a product manager after 20 years of career, but in a different job. So for me, it was like changing a job, a new career altogether. And being a mentee helped me step into that role and learn a lot about product management, my role definition and boundaries, like I said, and how to play with other stakeholders and all of that. And it gave me a lot of confidence in who I am as a product manager, what I can achieve. Through the almost year and a half, I think it took, these 3 mentorships, I did a lot of things. I advanced both in my role and my career, and I felt like a much more mature and confident person that could contribute to others. And then I decided my next step and my next personal growth goal would be to join as a mentor. And I think that was an awesome step, because since then I learned that it is so great to be a mentor. It contributed to me so much as a person, that I'm going to be a mentor in the next batch as well. And I'm hoping to continue on being a mentor as we go.
We hope so too. Thank you very much, Racheli. And now we have a new concept, the question that was not asked. This is where we ask you, mentors / mentees / leaders, what is the question that was not asked by the audience, but in your opinion, the audience can learn a lot from it being asked? But here I need to challenge you a little bit, because we have 10 minutes left. We have dozens of comments and questions from the audience, which is great and fantastic, and we want to answer the questions. So each and every one, tell us what is the question that was not asked that you would like to ask. Tell us also what is the answer that you have in mind to this question, and then we will continue with some questions from the audience. So who wants to start?
I can start. I think a relevant question that was maybe not asked is, what makes a good mentor? And to me, it's a lot of what we had discussed today. It's having someone who's open and authentic, who is willing, is obviously like important listening skills. It's important to listen and help you problem solve, which also happens to be things that make up a great product manager as well. and just someone that you can connect with and have a good conversation with.
That's a fantastic question. Thank you very much for that, Shelly and Racheli. Question number one.
I think a question I would ask is, how detailed would you go with your mentor? Because I had this question when I started my first batch, and I didn't know how detailed should I go in to what level should I deep dive into questions and things that I do. And I think that it's up to you to decide with your mentor. I asked this question to my first mentor, and he was saying, whatever you need, we will go as deep as you want. And that was awesome, because then I could, balance where I wanted to stop and where I wanted to go deeper. And that helped me a lot in, again, getting a lot of confidence and trust with my mentor that I can get what I need from them.
That's a lovely question. Love that. Thank you very much, Racheli. And Mariia, do you have a question to ask us? Just yourself.
Yeah, sure. I mean, there was one probably question which I had when I joined. It's like, we are all working in the companies with some NDAs and stuff like that. And like, is it okay if I'm going to share some private kind of information about my company, because it feels like I'm gossiping about my company behind somebody's backs? So, and this is what I had as like a back thought when I was joining the program, like, how ethical is that I'm discussing something which is going on in my workplace with like somebody I don't even know yet. And I have like one probably advice is, as much as you feel comfortable with that, maybe not putting the names, don't put in disclaimers, don't make it very personalized in a way, like don't call it something, don't call it a name, but you can talk about the situations. You could also talk about people you don't understand, you don't know how to work with, because to be honest, product management job is a lot about soft skills. It's a lot about understanding other people, collaboration, finding the way of communicating to them, also finding some really good friends in the end of the day, because that's how it also works. I have a feeling that just call them whatever you want to. You don't have to obviously put any name tag on that.
I love that. Thank you very much for this tip. It's actually a very practical one. So thank you very much, Mariia. And now we are with the audience. Okay. And here's an interesting one. I can't see the name because this person called themselves A. And he or she, they're asking, are your mentors getting some kind of training or just bringing their experiences as product managers? And this is a beautiful question. I will share one sentence, and then the mic will be yours, ladies, and you will share with us. We do support our mentors in terms that we have the e-learning platform. We have some events and training events that we have for them. We have workshops. We have tons of materials and events that we share with them where we practice these things. However, we only select mentors that we think that can handle the task of being a mentor, and we are there to support them in every step of the way. We don't train them in the sense that we have set time every week to train them or stuff like that, because they have jobs, they are product professionals, right? They can't really do that and to be a mentor of one mentee or another. But this is how we do it. As all of you here have been both mentees and mentors, what do you think about the way that we, I don't know if the right word is train, but how we make mentors ready to become mentors?
I could start. I think that the program has quite a nice introduction, and not only introduction material, but I felt like, how is that going to be awkward to start as the mentor? But then there is like a very clear guidance. First of all, how you start off the conversation, how you build a relationship. And then by some time, I've realized that we are looking into the program, but we are moving our own path. So this is where I felt like you have to think back. You have to always look into the best practices, especially when it comes to the goals definition and fulfilling the goals and some real PM hard skills. But at the same time, it kind of depends on where our experiences synergize. So where we have this possibility to really exchange and learn from each other.
Yeah, I love that. Shelly and Racheli, maybe you have something to add?
I can say that being a mentee for 3 times kind of gave me a perspective of how it looks from the mentee side of things. And becoming a mentor was simply, I had this perspective and I know what to expect. So I could set that same expectation with my mentee. But I also went into and had a look on that material that you had prepared for us, and that's good background. It's always good to learn some more and get more data. So that helped as well. I mean, setting up the framework, I would say.
Yeah.
I'll just add that I think one of the benefits of product leagues is that you have really experienced product managers, those who have also managed teams. And I think leveraging that experience of like how you manage your teams and how you interact and even mentor and coach your own teams can be applicable to how you mentor your mentees, obviously. But on the flip side, if you aren't a manager today in your current role and you're an IC, I think being able to leverage the community and also the information you have can give you a leg up on having almost like those leadership or like that experience that you need that will also help you in your career. So almost becoming a mentor and leveraging the training and the information is also beneficial to ICs who want to become mentors as well.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you very much for mentioning that, Shelly, and all of you. And now we are with a different question. It comes from Jans, and he's asking, I have a question. I am a product support analyst, not technically a PM yet. I really want a career boost. Can I still enroll as a mentee? So I'm sorry for being the party pooper, but no, because we are product league. We are for product managers, and this is what we know to do. Okay, the idea here is not that we don't want to support people from other domains. The idea is not that we don't want to support those that are just juniors and just got into product management and don't have the minimum 2 years of experience required. It's just that this is not what we do. We specialize in a very specific mission. Okay, this is what we do. As the product people that we tend to focus on that and try to put everything else aside because we can get distracted very easily, as we all know. And this is what we do. But there are so many other programs and initiatives out there that I'm sure that you can get a lot out from. Even like Udemy courses and stuff like that. Although I tend to prefer mentoring over courses, but this is my personal personality about career growth. But there are other solutions out there which are good. It's just that we are product people, and Product League is a mentoring program for product people by product people. Now, before we close the session,
One thing, Mariia, there are a lot more mentoring programs out there.
Yes, there are
Not
many.
for product specific.
Yeah. And it's really good to understand that by finding a program that focus on your issue, that's actually beneficial for you as well. Okay, because if you're going to a program that solves someone else's issues, most often your issues won't be solved. So that's fine. It's not about a rejection. It's just about understanding that this is not a good fit because you need something that we cannot provide. So this is about that, and thank you very much for that, Racheli. And now I want to challenge you a little bit. So before I do that, I need your permission. Are you ready to be challenged?
Yeah.
Yeah. So perfect. So I'll take it as a yes, as a big yes, and I'll ask you if I want to summarize everything that we talked about today, and to all the mentees-to-be in the audience, the thing. Is it for me? Is product league for me? Is that the right time for me? How should I best prepare for the task, the role of being a product league mentee? Or is this one tip, one trick that you want to share with them? Shelly, shall we start with you?
Sure, putting me on the spot.
Yes.
I would say the best trick is approach it like you do your role or anything else in your life, right? Like even when you search for a role or in your job, is gather as much information about what you're hoping to achieve. Put your thoughts down in whatever form or platform you like, whether it's online or in paper, and come ready with an open mind to problem solve, to talk, and to have a conversation.
I love that. Spot on. Thank you very much, Shelly and Racheli. What are your wise words?
I think, as we mentioned here along this session, if you get prepared, and Shelly nailed it by saying you have to have goals prepared, but also prepare for each session, do your homework, then you'll get the most out of being a mentee and out of this mentorship program.
Wise words. Thank you very much, Racheli and Mariia.
To the ones who are asking themselves if they can join the program and learn from it, to be honest, absolutely yes, because if you're looking for someone who will give you an advice, if you're looking for someone to exchange, if you are looking for just someone to kind of, give you just another perspective and share their experience, yeah, that's kind of the best place to do that, in my opinion, obviously. Not selling it.
Thank you very much for these lovely words. Thank you very much, Mariia. From Tel Aviv, Israel, this was Racheli Nechemia, Principal Product Manager at BMC Software and Product League Mentor. From New York City, Shelly Kalish, Head of Product Partnerships and Design at Meta and Product League Mentee. And from Hamburg, Germany, Mariia Baikola, Senior Product Manager at SumUp and Product League Mentor. I am Mariia Cassis. This is Product League, these fantastic leaguers, mentees, mentors. These are the league. Thank you very much for watching us. We can't wait to support each and every one of you in becoming the best product manager you can be. Apply now. Okay, we have 13 days left for application. Don't forget to join us next week for same session just with mentors about being a Product League mentor. And again, Racheli, Shelly, and Mariia, thank you so much for this awesomeness that you brought to the stage. Can't wait to have you again here. And until then, bye-bye, everybody. Go league it up.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.